Welcome back to the shop, everybody. It's January, it's cold and snowy out, and well, my rock hounding is effectively on pause for right now, but all this month we're going to be doing something kind of fun. We're going to be re-examining everything with rock hounding. We're going to be talking about better ways to plan trips. We're going to be talking about educational resources, talking about tools, getting everything ready and super dialed in. So come spring, come when all the snow's gone, I can get out there and I can go rock hounding, and hopefully you can do the same and have it be a little bit more efficient for you, and it should be a lot of fun. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about books. We're going to be talking about these books right here. It's a perfect time of year to go to the library, buy a book, read it, learn some new things. So I got a good little selection here of stuff that I found to be really useful, and they're all pretty common. All of them you can find at your local library, most likely. I mean, I checked a number of different libraries. Most of them are everywhere, and they're definitely available on Amazon, eBay, things like that. So down below, I'll put links to all of them in the description box on Amazon, and I'll put the ISBN for them so you can plug that into your library website, and well, you can find them. So that said, I think we can kind of jump right into it here. So we're going to start first off with this little golden guide here, this vintage rocks and minerals book. It's an excellent little book. If you're a beginner, or maybe you've gone rock hounding for a couple of years, you're going to flip through this and be impressed by the artwork. The artwork is really good in it, and I like they have a little mini map, and sometimes like an artist's illustration of a rock or mineral can be better than a photo at times. It's hard to kind of capture some of the subtle details of minerals in photos, whereas with an artist's illustration of it, you can accentuate the details that you want to draw attention to, which is pretty cool. And at most places will have this between $3 and $6, so it's not going to break the bank getting it, and it's an excellent little book. Moving right along, we have the Smithsonian Handbook of Rocks and Minerals. This is one that I still use today. It's a kind of a personal favorite. It's an excellent book. I love the layout of it. Most of these books will have like a little introduction where they talk about tools and collecting rocks and kind of that type of stuff. For the most part, it's all the same, and not a whole lot has changed in the past 70 years of rock hounding. I mean, it's basically the same. So that's kind of a fun thing. One thing I really like about this is the little rock identification key at the beginning. They do a great job of laying out a step-by-step process that you can use to identify the rock that you're holding and you're looking at, and then find it in the book. As far as the layout of the individual listings, it's really good how they break down the groups, the hardness, different formations, crystal structure, things like that. And one thing that I see in this that you don't see in a lot of books is they don't exactly use the most high quality, pure museum grade specimens in the photos. So it's more real world examples, which I think is excellent, and it's a must have in my opinion. Now, I know we're supposed to be talking about kind of your more general books here, rocks and mineral books, but one thing that you absolutely should have is Roadside Geology. Not necessarily Montana. Most states now have a Roadside Geology book, and these are excellent. Now, so a lot of states have two different versions. The old one, which if you only have an old one for your state, get it, it's worth it. But the new ones are excellent, absolutely excellent. So essentially what you have here is you have a guidebook that if you have a co-pilot, to go with you on your adventures. You know, you're driving down a highway, driving down a freeway. You can look it up in this book, and it'll have mile markers showing you, oh, hey, like there's this interesting geological feature here or here, little blurbs about it. You can, some of the rocks that they talk about in here are definitely rocks and minerals that you would want to go after rock hounding, which is pretty cool. And, you know, it's something where, like for me, when me and Sarah are taking a trip, she'll usually be the co-pilot and she'll read out of this as we're driving, and it's awesome. So if you have a co-pilot, or even if you don't, maybe you should spend your winter finding somebody to go on adventures with. But these are excellent to have, and laid out in a very nice way. Amazing maps and photos. It's just superb in every way and worth every penny. Speaking of road trips, all right, so who doesn't love Agates and Jasper, okay? Now, this book is excellent. It's broken down state by state, okay? All these different agates and jaspers that you can find. Now, they also talk about the values of them, which that's kind of silly. I mean, stuff goes up and down. It's very subjective, whatever. Don't pay any attention to that. But if you're looking for a book that would inspire you to take a road trip, this would be it. Now, this book does not tell you precisely where to find these, but it's really like some of the most beautiful photos of agates and jaspers laid out state by state. And man, if this doesn't make you want to take a 50-state road trip and collect a ton of agates, I don't know what will. It's a fun one for sure, and I love it. I love it. All right, so these two. We have the Peterson's Field Guide of Rocks and Minerals, and we have the National Audubon Society's North American Rocks and Minerals books. These are a little interchangeable in my opinion. They're certainly on the more technical side, and they are still extremely good books. I personally kind of lean a little bit more towards the National Audubon Society one. I think it's slightly better than the Peterson Field Guide, but basically they have like almost entirely the same material in them. And, you know, this goes back a little bit what I was just saying about having really hot, museum quality specimens in it that may not be entirely representative of what you're going to be finding out in the field. So that can be a little challenging at times. That said, one of the more useful aspects of these books would be in the individual listings for the minerals, where they talk about the environment and occurrences of it. So one of the problems that a lot of rockhounds have, I think, is knowing where to look for rocks. And if you know the general geology of an area and what could be produced there, or what rocks and minerals you could find there, would be more accurate, you're ahead of the game. So being able to look at this and be like, these are the types of environments. Well, one of the ways that you can find those types of environments are, there's a number of online geological maps that you can use. I'll actually drop a link down to my two favorites. There's the Rocked app, MicroStrata, and Gaia GPS. So you can find geological formations on there, and you can kind of match the geological formation info with some of the environmental info that you can find in these books. And I think with that said, that is my winter reading recommendation list. And I wanted to thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with me in the shop on this cold, snowy winter day. And as always, please, if you've made it this far in the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you give a thumbs up, it's much appreciated. It helps YouTube recommend the content to other people. So, thank you.